Hey, this is Pete, and this is a quick overview of the Genius business structure. Now, this is a structure for organizing businesses based on the Hubbard management systems, which was put together by L. Ron Hubbard, who's the founder of Scientology. Now, don't worry, I'm not a Scientologist, and nothing about this is religious, but what this is one way of organizing people and organizing businesses, which has been used successfully in many different organizations. Now, it's important to be said that there are different ways of structuring people. There are different ways of structuring business. And if someone's gone to business school and studied an MBA, they'll probably have their own way of structuring businesses and organizations. So when we're working with clients, the important thing to note is that it doesn't really matter what the structure is, as long as you have a structure. That's the most important thing, because with structure, it gives you and your team certainty, and it also helps with delegating responsibilities and fostering accountability as well. So I want to run through what we call the Genius business structure, because we've modified it a little bit, and give you a little bit of an idea of what this is like and how we implement it in our own business. But also, having good knowledge of this will help you to be more effective in consulting to our clients as well, because it will allow you to help them see the bigger picture in their business and help you to recommend solutions that will benefit their business and the way that it runs. So let's jump straight into it. So up the top here, you can see executive leadership. And I mentioned this first. By the way, the D1, D2, D3 represents divisions, and so they're just all numbered. So executive leadership, which is up the top, that really represents the entrepreneurial management and leadership of the business and the strategy. So goals, plans, any of the legals, mergers and acquisitions, setting the brand, setting the culture and the mission and the vision. That's really where the tone of the business is set and the strategy of the business is set. Now, this is most probably managed by the founder of the business, or maybe a managing director, or it might even be a general manager that's in there. But this is the part of the business that's being led. This is the captain steering the ship. And I mentioned that first because it's first important to have a vision and a dream and goals of where you want to go before you start putting anything else together. Now, next, we're going to go right down to the bottom to people, tools, and data. Now, this may be called more traditionally administration and HR. This is to do with the people. And the most important thing in this area of the business is having the right people on board. So as Jim Collins says in Good to Great, have the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus. What matters is first that you have the right people on the team, and then worry about what seats to put them in and make sure that they're able to get their work done. Now, importantly is in this area of the business, it's down the bottom because this is foundational to any business, having the right people with the right attitude. But also this area covers giving those people the right tools. So you'll notice here that we have office operations, computers, phones, communication tools, any tools that your team needs to actually get their work done. That falls under this area of the business. So that means that, do we need a ticketing system to manage customer service? Do we need a do we need an internal communication system and document management system like G Suite? Do we need a phone communication system like Dialpad? Anything that you use in the business, piece of software or a tool to get your work done, well, that's covered by this area of the business. So the point here is get the right people on the bus and then get the right tools in the hands of those people. Now, next up, one level up, is qualifications and training. So this covers what we do to increase the competency of our team members. So training, certifications, skills work, and also performance management, working with team members to help increase their productivity and increase their performance. Now, the reason this sits above people, tools, and data is a very important one. We're taking our people and we're moving them up. So what that means is that sometimes someone might have the right attitude and they might be the right person for the job, but they just have a skills gap. They are missing out on a skill or a competency in actually performing their job, and so they might be an underperformer. And it's not because they have the wrong attitude or they don't want to do the job, it's just because they don't have the competency or the skill. And so training and qualifications can improve the competency and improve the skills of staff, and you can help a non-performer potentially turn into a performer. And so that's the area of the business. Now, many companies don't put much effort or emphasis into this area of the business, Sometimes this one can be forgotten. So for some of the clients that you work with, quite often they won't have even thought about this as a discrete area of the business. So very important one there. Now, finally, we come to what I call the business model. These are the four areas in the middle here. Now, this can be pretty much different and swapped out for any kind of business that you're working with. There's going to be lots of different variations of this, but you'll find with any businesses you're working with, they're going to have leadership up the top, they're going to have people, tools, and data, and then maybe or maybe not qualifications and training. But this business model in the middle is where the real engine room of the business is. So it's in four stages. The first is attraction, then sales, then finance, then delivery. And some businesses, they get the last two mixed up. They'll deliver before they collect funds. So if you think about professional services firms, accountants, even some businesses that supply goods and wholesale, they can sometimes deliver or ship goods before they've been paid for them, which my belief is that that's out of order. You've got to make sure that you get paid and you have financial exchange before delivering. But anyway, let's go through each one. So attraction is anything that you do to take a customer or a client that a prospect that does not yet know about your business and help them to learn about your business. So this is outbound marketing, this is paid media campaigns, this is branding exercises, this is speaking gigs, this is podcasts, anything that you're doing or our customer is doing to go out of their way to find new people and get them to know about the business. The moment that someone knows about the business and you're marketing to them and you're attempting to convert them into a customer or convert them into buying product with you, well, then that becomes a function of sales, actually converting that customer into a paid customer. So the difference between attraction and sales is attraction is what are we doing to actually generate demand? What are we doing to find new customers? And sales is, well, how do we take customers who know about us, who have maybe submitted an inquiry, and then how do we convert them into a paying customer and have value exchange with them? Now, sales also includes customer onboarding. So that's getting everything ready to actually deliver to a customer as part of the sales process. Finance is pretty straightforward. There's three different areas here: income, outgoings, and records. Records is your bookkeeping, your record keeping, your financial analysis, and the income and outgoings are pretty straightforward: invoicing, purchase orders, spending money, receiving money. And then finally, delivery is anything that you do to deliver your product or service, or anything our client does to deliver our product or service, their product or service, sorry. And what that means is if they're a product company, well, anything they do to manufacture their widgets or prepare their widgets for sale. If you're a service business, anything that you do to deliver work to your customers. And you can see here that there's a nice harmony that, moving along, someone's attracted to the business, they sold into and have a value exchange with the business, they become a customer, they pay the bill, and then they get delivered. And hopefully they go around and around and around and around back to sales and keep going around and around and around. Now, for an entrepreneur that you're working with as a customer of ours, you want to really help them to visualize their business in this framework, because this will allow them to gain additional perspective on how they can improve their business. And it's especially important for an entrepreneur or a founder of a business to have a really great perspective of the business as a whole. Many times entrepreneurs will just get stuck in this little loop of sales, finance, and delivery, going around and around. But a strong entrepreneur and a successful entrepreneur needs to see the bigger picture, and they need to really be wearing the hat of executive leadership. Anyway, I hope that helps. That is the Genius business structure.